Well, in the last video I started my reflection of uni first half of the semester, so just a small amount, so about paperwork and burning out, so yeah. Oh, put that one. Okay, so reflection of the whole semester now. I'm quite a procrastinator, in which I did mention before I started uni. I was definitely not the sort of person who get something done before having fun. I'd rather enjoy a good book for a small amount, then go do something tedious that I really didn't want to do. I was very good at it and very well practiced, which is not a good thing. I've found that I have actually been getting quite better in comparison. Admittedly, it's a lot easier considering this is practical and I quite enjoy it. While there are some issues with going to uni, I'm also not due to the fact that you can see closed curtains. I'm a night person. I'm definitely more a night owl than a morning person unless there is something important to do, which technically uni is, but my mornings to get to uni on Tuesdays and Wednesdays are way earlier than most people. For the 10 o'clock Tuesday class, intro to creative technology class, I have to get up at 6:30 in the morning, which means you have to go and get to sleep. You need to get a full night's sleep. You need to get sleep by 10, which is just very difficult. And then you look at Wednesdays for a 9 o'clock class to get there on time. I have to get up at 5:30 since my sister has an 8 o'clock class to take the train and everything, which is insane. So, and I tend to miss Wednesdays morning lectures the most. I'm getting better. I figure even if I'm late, at least I'm still learning something, because there's a lot of context from the lecturer, which is quite troubling. If you just go by the slides, the labs are great. They're practical. They say the same thing in a different way in practical, and you've got the examples that you can do, and then they give you the challenges, so you can turn it into your own learning a lot easier. So the labs are great. I understand why, especially why Bachelor in Creative Technologies is not a distance course. I understand that. The studios alone, you definitely need to turn up. You can't do it from home. There's so much group work and aspects, and hands-on context. And since everyone learns differently, you can't really tailor make it. But just a suggestion. At least it would be easy for me, for instance. You could almost turn the at least the introduction to programming into a bit of a distance course. Just that one paper, even if just took the lecturer took some videos, just considering there's so much context. I'm not suggesting do the whole thing, the whole lecture, but there is examples and such. Just videos of just of these things that you show, going all common mistakes, and that we unless you come across it, you don't see. So you wouldn't know. You can't really just write it down if you don't do this or you do this. Just or even just small little videos on one of the big aspects, just to give that context for people who can't turn up or have trouble. But that's just my opinion, and at least it's maybe somebody didn't think of it before. Who knows? It's just an idea. I have a lot of them, so not all of them good. But I have learned quite a bit this half a semester, especially how to deal with other people. Not my strong suit, but we're getting there. My first group definitely worked better than my second group. The second one we were kind of part of it, we were just running around like headless chickens. So, but we're getting there. But like one of the things I actually started doing outside of uni, I have a friend who wants to be a game maker, and he got a few of us, about 4 of us together, and started planning a new game that he wants to make. And I actually took some of the brainstorming ideas that we learned from our first project, the Cards for Play, and managed to kind of become the designer of the group, me of all people. But it actually got us going in a direction after months of inactivity, basically. We talked some of them talked a good game, and me and my friend, we would brainstorm by ourselves and come up going, oh, what about if we do this? This could work. So that was it's quite good. I've got to admit, it is quite tiring, mentally tiring, to spend even just a couple of hours directing a brainstorming session where I write down on a whiteboard all these different names or words, and to try and get up not only trying to focus people's attention in these areas, but even putting them up just so other people can try and make connections and come up with an interesting idea to come up with, to give this game its own appeal. So it's quite good. One of the things I did before the break actually is I had a meeting with Ricardo, which was quite good. Get him to go over a design for a water generator I came up with. So no glaring flaws, which is good. I explained my idea, also the background story that goes with it. I won't do that here. That was my first major project idea, so I am quite fond of it and not wanting to drop it even after a good 4 years. I've just been planning it in my head, but when I couldn't do much. But he's apparently going to look at putting me in touch with a guy who does. It was a postgraduate, or when he was doing his postgraduate, he was doing stuff with Engineers Without Borders, and he flies between Auckland and Cambodia now doing stuff like that. So it's a very good networker apparently. So he also suggested possibly talking to someone to do with, I think he said hydraulics, but definitely something to do with hydrodynamics. You also engineer. I probably also need to look at talking to like electrician and such. I know someone, so I've got that covered anyway. But the course of that meeting, I kind of showed my first thought of what the creative technologist was, which was, to me, the way I described it in layman's terms, was a contractor. They're the ones that oversee the projects, that they coordinate between the different things, builders, electricians, plumbers, insulators, painters, all the rest of it. They're the ones that coordinate all of it. They don't need to always be able to do the job, but they coordinate it between everyone, which is what I always thought, or what I kind of envisioned. And when I kind of got to started creative technology, it didn't appear that way, from the impression I was getting. And then when I come to look at discussing with Ricardo and looking at actually doing my own projects, or progressing my project outside of the class, it's exactly what I envisioned. Admittedly, with more detail, so I can only imagine so much without actually doing it and confirming. So it was quite good. So it's been good. I'm getting there. I've managed to learn quite a bit. Programming, I did find out I am not a programmer. I cannot sit at a computer and just program for hours and hours and hours, day after day. I will go nuts and mad, and I got enough bad ideas from when I'm bored and frustrated as it is. That's not put me in a situation where we're going to add to that. But I do enjoy coding, so it's problem solving. I pick locks, which is the same thing which I did during my test actually to help me think. Hopefully not distracting other people, to be honest, since I have a separate room. So it's been quite good. Looking forward to what I've learned. I can't wait to actually move past data objects. It's not quite my thing. Coming up with the conversion process, that's my thing, but the actual overall process, not so much so. But I'm getting there, I'm doing it. And as long as I get a passing mark, I'm quite happy with my opinion of CSGEC degrees. It takes a lot more stress. Of course, I'll take a better result if I can manage to do it, but if I just get a pass, I'm happy with that. So, but I've been doing very well so far. I've got some quite good marks. I was quite shocked considering I'm dyslexic and I'm just used to barely passing. So I'm actually doing quite well, and hopefully I'll continue for at least the rest of this semester. We'll see.